So today on Hertz Homestead, we're going to get out there and we're going to inspect the bees for one last time for this year because we're going into winter and I don't want to stress them out any more than I should, especially with filming and all that stuff. So what we're going to be doing for all winter, so you guys are aware, is we're going to be treating them. Very, very minor treatments. Nothing too overwhelming that lets too much heat out of the hive. And then feeding them and then giving them some pollen patties once in a while. So let's get out there. We currently have just entered the dearth in our area. If you don't know what a dearth is, it means pretty much everything's over for this year, flower-wise. And you can count the amount of bees coming in, and if it's not that many bees and you can count them, you're in the dearth. So usually, this would be all crazy nuts. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. You can see, you can count the amount that are coming in and out. I also just made this smaller because it's getting really cold at nights, and we don't want them to get too cold. Because even right now, it'd be not a good time for them to get too cold. So let's get into it. So they're gonna need more food. Something to stay very cautious of this time of year is robbing. So just make it quick when you're working with this type of stuff. So whenever you put pollen patties in here, which we're gonna be putting a pollen patty in today, you want to make sure you don't put too much because the small hive beetle population will explode. So right now I'm just looking for any small hive beetles, trying to kill them if I see them. This hive does a really good job though, getting rid of them. All new comb, so they are building this time of the year, which is good. But probably going to switch this hive into a nuke box before we go into winter. And the reason that is so we can keep them warmer with a little bit less space, so they don't got to warm that whole area up. They have enough food. And they are packing up for food, that's for sure. So that is all honey. And then this side was all brood. And now, this side was all brood and stuff. And now they're just putting away honey. They know it's that time of the year. We need a prep. We still got some brood. Put that back on. Put this up, but we're going to be taking this instead. Actually, got my trusty little cap. So something I do with this hive is I will feed them a whole bunch real quick, and then I close these follower boards all the way up to the top of the hive, so then they can get rid of those small hive beetles, because that's kind of a big problem with everybody's hives, and this gives them just enough time to be able to get rid of those small hive beetles, and we're kind of recover, and then so when I do put that feeder in, that population spikes back up, they can get rid of it. As long as you're careful, you can do this. So, not really, but on this side, you can see the nectar glistening. Just more stuff they're trying to prep for winter. Look at that guy. Totally just killed himself. Probably getting rid of this hive too. I'm going to transfer it all over to a normal stuff. If you guys think that's a good idea, bad idea, let me know in the comments. This is inside my feeder bucket, and you can see that's all mold. That was only out there for a week, and you want to clean this out once a week because that mold can kill your queen. So we're gonna take this, bucket's all clean. We're gonna add some sugar. But I actually think they have a protein issue right now. I think they have a protein issue because I saw a lot of the bees on top of the brood, and they were like trying to get the brood out. So usually they do that and they start eating the baby bees if they don't have enough protein. And from what I saw, saw no protein stores, but which is crazy because about 10 days ago, so this is how fast things can go down, they had tons of pollen. So something to be aware of as a beekeeper. Go, oh, they need some pollen. I always keep some pollen patties on stand, and I'll show you guys how to do some pollen patties. Got my pollen patties sorted out. That's what these are. They're food. Now let's get back out there. Okay, so we're back out here. So let's get into the hive, open it up, put the food in there. I'll show you guys how to put food in a hive. A lot of time there'll be you can freeze pollen patties, which is really helpful. But you can just take this wrap stuff off. If you can't get it off, that's okay. The bees will get it off. They don't like stuff in their hive. So we're just gonna put this right over their brood nest. They're gonna pollen and eat it on up. Just gonna set it right on top, and then we're gonna put the lid back on, and it's gonna squish it down. Give those honeybees some pollen that they very much deserve. Take this back out. And then this is 50% water, 50% just granulated sugar, nothing to it. No, you don't want all that fancy stuff. Just get the bleach, bad stuff for you. And it's good for the bees, and that's because of funguses and parasites. So they're just going to pop that on top. They got fresh food. They got pollen, which is a protein, which they use to build brood, and that's what I really want right now. So let's get into the other hive. Okay, let's open this bad boy up again. Bees aren't going to be happy with me, but I'm going to treat them good. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put their food right over here in this empty cavity, which they're not using because they can get under these. Let's see if I can get it. They can get under this. They have no problem getting under this right here. So that's how they'll get to their food. And then we'll put their pollen patty a little bit farther where the small hive beetles won't eat it, because that's exactly what will happen. So I'm going to scoot all this over. They're not going to be happy. So take this pollen patty, just like that. And we're just going to plop it right down in the very bottom. Hopefully you guys can see that. See all their brood and stuff. So now we're going to scoot all these boards back. Scoot all these boards back. Try not to disturb them too much. Let me treat them real quick. My trusty spray. I got to redo. Well, you can never use too much of this stuff. It kills the mites. So. Now, the bees that have no brains, so what they need to do to get out, get in or out, or you're going to get squished. Come on. There we go. Oh, never mind. Still dumb. So now, I'm going to take this, close it up, so they stop bothering me. And like I said, we're going to put the food in this empty part of the hive right here. And they can get in here no problem. So, put that right there. On the good sugar water, they're going to like that. And then just close it up. And we can forget about it. Forget about it. Take all this. And this is oil, vegetable oil, essential oils. And I just drench it over. And those oils will seep down, treating all the infected bees with mites. So I don't want to do too much, but a lot of that's going to get soaked up by the wood. Hopefully getting back onto the bees. So we're done. I can finally go inside. You guys want to see my bee birds real quick? It's my channel, my YouTube channel. I can do whatever I want. I'm going to show you guys the meat birds real quick. Look at those little guys. I love my meat birds. Kind of just sit and do, they don't do much. They don't go far. Thank you for joining in on Hertz Homestead. I'll show you guys how to make that oil real quick. Okay, so we got 12 ounces of vegetable oil. That's what we're going to use in this. And we're going to use 1 teaspoon of tea tree oil. And I go with this brand because it's not added with a bunch of chemicals and stuff, so it makes it definitely better. I don't want to kill my bees by accident by buying a cheap, stupid essential oil. Bloop. And just give that a nice little mixy mix. Tell you this, vegetable oil never smells so good without this stuff. I also put a drop of this in there, wintergreen. I usually put that in my fogger, but my fogger is currently down due to me leaving the propane on and then forgetting about it and walking away. So I need to go buy some more propane, and I'm broke. Okay, right there. Well, one day. It could be another reason why the bees are not having so good of a time. It might be the mites trying to get out of hand before winter, which is one thing you don't want to do because they'll eat the fat off the bees and then they'll freeze to death. And the only thing I suggest is before you use this, shake it up because you never know if something's going to separate. Might have been you might have been busy, lost track of time. So just shake it up before you use it. Hope you guys enjoyed for this first year of my channel. Hit 1,000 subscribers. Not getting paid yet. I'll be completely honest, but that's okay. Yeah, God's blessed my channel, and I know in 5-10 years from now, I might be the biggest homesteader out there. So, doing this in the middle of a normal neighborhood. There's a highway right there. My neighbor, other neighbor. So, if I can do it, you can do it. Full-time college student. I work all the time. Family. Full-time college student. Yeah, I'm busy. So, but I know if I can do it, you guys can do it. So that's why I'm out here doing this. Especially because I don't think we're gonna have much food in the next year or two. So, peace.